Well, not according to here. Tell me what you think. Oh, I need to make an adjustment really quick. I need to make an adjustment really quick. Just all these lines. Ta-da! Hello, everybody. Still showing zeros. Okay. Well, tonight we are going to finish reading Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. It's just light. Might be the light.
It's so far behind you.
You're fine. You are fine. I'm actually... I need like a little cloth.
Yep. Just make sure you speak clearly.
Can you... Can you give me your sweater or something when you're done? I think this is light, but I want to make sure. Just clean that off. It's just really right here. Try to put that up. Just a touch. Excuse me while I adjust the light. Trying not to be so rude when I make adjustments. Okay, there we go. All right, so we are going to finish reading our book we started the other night, our invisible book. If you are on Twitch or Facebook, you will see no book here because it's green. But tonight I decided to do a Yennefer cosplay and finish this book for you guys. So. If I don't see your messages in the chat right away, please know that I am watching the chat, and if I see it when I take a break, I try to respond to the messages. So, uh-oh, error.
Can I put this in the kitchen?
No, go to bed. I'll take it. Thank you.
Why is there an error?
Bedtime. Thank you.
Weird. Okay. My chat. Okay, anyway. Here we go. So we left off with the Doxy, or the biting fairy, which only has 3 X's. The Doxy is often mistaken for a fairy, see below, though it is quite often mistaken for a separate species. Like the fairy, it has a minute human form, though in the Doxy's case, this is covered in thick black hair and has an extra pair of arms and legs. The Doxy's wings are thick, curved, and shiny, much like a beetle's. Doxies are found throughout northern Europe and America, preferring cold climates. They lay up to 500 eggs at a time and bury them. The eggs hatch in up to 2 to 3 weeks. Doxies have double rows of sharp, venomous teeth. An antidote should be taken if bitten. Dragon. Mom's classification, 5X. Probably the most famous of all magical beasts, dragons are among the most difficult to hide. The female is generally larger and more aggressive than the male, though neither should be approached any but highly skilled and trained wizards. Dragon hide, blood, heart, liver, and horn all have highly magical properties, but dragon eggs are defined as Class A non-tradable goods. There are 10 breeds of dragon, though these have been known to interbreed on occasion, producing rare hybrids. Purebred dragons are as follows. Huh?
Chopper.
Above us. I know. So crazy. So crazy. Antipedian opali. Ooh. The opali is a native of New Zealand, though it has been known to migrate to Australia when territory becomes scarce in its native land. Unusually for a dragon, it dwells in valleys rather than mountains. It is of medium size, between 2 and 3 tons. Perhaps the most beautiful type of dragon, it has iridescent pearly scales and glittering multicolored pupilless eyes, hence its name. This dragon produces a very vivid scarlet flame. Though by dragon standards, it is not particularly aggressive and will rarely kill unless hungry. Its favorite food is sheep, though it has been known to attack larger prey. A spate of kangaroo killings in the late 1970s were attributed to a male opali ousted from his homeland by a dominant female. Opali eggs are pale gray and may be mistaken for fossils by unwary muggles. Ooh. Chinese fireball. Sometimes known as lion dragon. The only oriental dragon has a particularly striking appearance. Scarlet and smooth-scaled, it has a fringe of golden spikes around its snub-snouted face and extremely protuberant eyes. The fireball gained its name for the mushroom-shaped flame that bursts from its nostrils when it's angered. It weighs between 2 and 4 tons. Oh my gosh. The female being larger than the male, eggs are vivid crimson speckled with gold, and the shells are much prized for use in Chinese wizardry. Ooh. The fireball is aggressive, but more tolerant of its own species than most dragons. Sometimes consenting to share its territory with up to 2 others, the fireball will feast on most mammals, though it prefers pigs and humans. Oh my gosh. Common Welsh green. The Welsh green blends well with the lush grass of its homeland, though it nests in the higher mountains where a reservation has been established for its preservation. The Ilfracombe incident notwithstanding, this breed is among the least troublesome of the dragons, preferring, like the opali, to prey on sheep and actively avoiding humans unless provoked. The Welsh green has an easily recognizable and surprisingly melodious roar. Fire is issued in thin jets. The Welsh green's eggs are an earthy brown, flecked with green. Hebridean black. Britain's other native dragon is more aggressive than its Welsh counterpart. It requires a territory of as much as 100 square miles per dragon. Up to 30 feet in length, the Hebridean black is rough-scaled with brilliant purple eyes and a line of shallow but razor-sharp ridges along its back. Its tail is tipped by an arrow, shaped spike, and it has bat-like wings. The Hebridean black feeds mostly on deer, though it has been known to carry off large dogs and even cattle. The wizard clan McFusty, who have dwelled in the Hebrides for centuries, have traditionally taken responsibility for the management of their native dragons. Hungarian horntail. Supposedly the most dangerous of all dragon breeds, the Hungarian horntail has black scales and is lizard-like in appearance. It has yellow eyes, brown horns, and similarly colored spikes that protrude from its long tail. The horntail has one of the longest fire-breathing ranges, up to 50 feet. Its eggs are cement-colored and particularly hard-shelled. The young club their way out using their tails, whose spikes are well developed at birth. Oh my god. The Hungarian horntail feeds on goats, sheep, and, whenever possible, humans. Norwegian ridgeback. The Norwegian ridgeback resembles the horntail in most respects, though instead of tail spikes, it sports particularly prominent jet black ridges along its back. Exceptionally aggressive to its own kind, the ridgeback is nowadays one of the rarer dragon breeds. It has been known to attack most kinds of larger land mammal, and unusually for a dragon, the ridgeback will also feed on water-dwelling creatures. An unsubstantiating report alleges that a ridgeback carried off a whale calf off the coast of Norway in 1802. Ridgeback eggs are black, and the young develop fire-breathing abilities early than other breeds at between 1 and 3 months. Oh my goodness. Imagine a 3-month-old that can breathe freaking fire.
Barbecue.
Did you just say you'd use the baby to help you barbecue? Oh my gosh. Really? Barbecue? The baby?
Not the baby, with the baby.
With the baby. The baby's part of the barbecue.
No, it helps with the barbecue, not part of the barbecue.
Oh, the baby helps with the barbecue. It's not part
Baby,
of
that's just
you.
weird.
Well, of course you don't eat the baby. What's wrong with you? Seat. Give me my chat back. Thank you. Ugh. I hate that it wants to nestle when you try to make it big sometimes. Okay, there we go. Okay. Peruvian viper tooth. This is the smallest of all known dragons and the swiftest in flight. A mere 15 feet or so in length, the Peruvian viper tooth is smooth-scaled and copper-colored with black ridge markings. The horns are short and the fangs are particularly venomous. The viper tooth will feed readily on goats and cows, but has such a liking for humans that the International Confederation of Wizards was forced to send in exterminators in the late 19th century to reduce viper tooth numbers, which had been increasing with alarming rapidity. Romanian longhorn. The longhorn has dark green scales and long glittering golden horns with which it gores its prey before roasting it. When powdered, these horns are highly valued as potion ingredients. The native territory of the longhorn has now become the world's most important dragon reservation, where wizards of all nationalities study a variety of dragons at close range. The longhorn has been the subject of an intensive breeding program because its numbers have fallen so low in recent years, largely because of the trade in its horns, which are now defined as a Class B tradable material. Swedish short snout. The Swedish short snout is an attractive silvery blue dragon whose skin is sought after for the manufacture of protective gloves and shields. The flames that issues from its nostrils is a brilliant blue and can reduce timber and bone to ash in a matter of seconds. The short snout has fewer human killings to its name than most dragons, though as it prefers to live in wild and uninhabited mountainous areas, this is not much to its credit. Ukrainian ironbelly. The largest breed of dragon, the ironbelly has been known to achieve a weight of 6 tons. Round and slower in flight than the viper tooth or the longhorn, the ironbelly is nevertheless extremely dangerous, capable of crushing dwellings on which it lands. The scales are metallic gray, the eyes deep red, and the talons particularly long and vicious. Ironbellies have been subject to constant observation by the Ukrainian wizarding authorities ever since an ironbelly carried off a mercifully empty sailing boat from the Black Sea in 1799. Ooh. Uh-oh. How do you feel about that? Columbus sailed the ocean blue. I should have got a comfier pillow. This was the problem last time. It is not a comfy pillow. Doug Bog. Mom classification, 3X's. The Doug Bog is a marsh-dwelling creature found in Europe and North and South America. It resembles a piece of dead wood while stationary, though closer examination will reveal thinned paws and very sharp teeth. It glides and slithers through marshland, feeding mainly on small mammals, and will do severe injury to the ankles of human walkers. The Dugbog's favorite food, however, is mandrake. Mandrake growers have been known to seize the leaves of one of their prized plants only to find a bloody mangled mess bellowing. Oh my god, they made a typo. Yeah, they put mangled mess bellowing. Like it's 2 words. And I was like, what am I saying wrong here? No, it's them, it's not me, it's a typo in the book. I swear it's a typo. Anyway, let's do this sentence over. Mandrake growers have been known to seize the leaves of one of their prized plants only to find a bloody mangled mess bellowing to the attentions of a Dugbog.
Shall bellow no more.
Say that 5 times fast.
Shall bellow no more. Shall bellow no more. Shall bellow no more. Shall bellow no more. Good enough. Magical.
Urkling. How many do you think is an Urkling? Huh?
Sounds like
3? It's 4. The Urkling is an elfish creature which originated in the Black Forest in Germany. It is larger than a gnome, 3 feet high on average, with a pointed face and a high-pitched cackle that is particularly entrancing to children, whom it will attempt to lure away from their guardians and eat. Oh my god.
What? What did you just read?
Yeah, I think it went there. Strict controls by the German Ministry of Magic, however, have reduced Urkling killings dramatically over the last few centuries, and the last known Urkling attack upon the 6-year-old wizard Bruno Schmidt resulted in the death of the Urkling when Master Schmidt hit it very hard over the head with his father's collapsible cauldron. Wow. Ouch. So does a collapsible cauldron hurt more than a regular cauldron?
Probably better swing.
Maybe?
Probably uncollapsed as he swung it. Gathered force.
I do not know.
Strike the force of the
Erumpment. Erumpent. Erumpent. How many do we think for the erumpent?
2.
2? No. No way.
1.
No. No more guesses for you. 4. The erumpent is a very large gray African beast of great power, weighing up to a ton. The erumpent may be mistaken for a rhinoceros at a distance. It has a thick hide that repels most charms and curses, a large, sharp horn upon its nose, and a long, rope-like tail. Erumpents give birth to only 1 calf at a time. Pretty cool. The erumpent will not attack unless sorely provoked, but should it charge, the results are usually catastrophic. The erumpent's horn can pierce everything from skin to metal and contains a deadly fluid which will cause whatever is injected with it to explode. There you go, that's why it's 4 stars.
Pretty cool.
Erumpent numbers are not great, as males frequently explode each other during the mating season.
Awesome.
Oh no! They are treated with great caution by African wizards. Erumpent horns, tails, and the exploding fluid are all used in potions, though classified as Class B tradable materials, dangerous and subject to strict control.
That wasn't under control.
That was under no control. You no control. None whatsoever.
Johnny Murphy. What are you doing?
my stupid fucking camera.
Pardon your language.
Pardon my language. Fairy. Mom classification? 2X. The fairy is a small and decorative beast of little intelligence, often used or conjured by wizards for decoration. The fairy generally inhabits woodlands or glades. Ranging in height from 1 to 5 inches, the fairy has a minute humanoid body, head and limbs, but sports large insect-like wings, which may be transparent or multicolored according to type. The fairy possesses a weak brand of magic that it may use to deter predators such as the augury. It has a quarrelsome nature, but being excessively vain, it will become docile on any occasion when it is called to act as an ornament. Despite its human-like appearance, the fairy cannot speak. It makes a high-pitched buzzing noise to communicate with its fellows.
Sounds like a cell phone.
The fairy lays up to 50 eggs at a time on the
Yep.
underside of leaves. The eggs hatch into brightly colored larvae.
Oh.
At the age of 6 to 10 days, these spin themselves a cocoon from which they emerge 1 month later as fully formed winged adults.
Eat your brain.
Okay, are you ready for this next one, Chad?
Sure.
Fire crab.
Okay.
How many?
2.
3. Close. Despite its name, the fire crab greatly resembles a large tortoise with a heavily jeweled shell. Oh
No.
god. In its native Fiji, a stretch of coast has been turned into a reservation for its protection. Not only against muggles, who might be tempted by its valuable shell, but also against unscrupulous wizards who use the shells as highly prized cauldrons. The fire crab does, however, have its own defense mechanism. It
It farts. It farts. Farts fire. Tell me I'm wrong.
It shoots flames from its rear end when attacked.
I knew it. I knew it. My spirit animal does exist.
Oh my god. Fire crabs are exported as pets, but a special license is necessary. You have to be licensed if you want a fire crab, Chad.
Yep. It's fine. We're gonna get the proper licensing.
Flobberworm.
That's 1.
Good job, you got it right on. The flobberworm lives in damp ditches. A thick brown worm reaching up to 10 inches long. The flobberworm moves very little. One end is undistinguishable from the other, both producing the mucus from which its name is derived, and which is sometimes used to thicken potions.
Ew.
The flobberworm's preferred food is lettuce, though it will eat almost any vegetation. Ooh, what about a flooper?
That's a 2.
That's a 3. The flooper is an African bird with extremely vivid plumage. Floopers may be orange, pink, lime green, or yellow. The flooper has long been a provider of fancy quills and also lays brilliantly patterned eggs. Though at first enjoyable, flooper song will eventually drive the listener to insanity, and the flooper is consequently sold with a silencing charm upon it, which will need monthly reinforcement. Flooper owners require licenses, as the creatures must be handled responsibly. Ghoul.
Flooper, flopper, flooper, flopper.
What about a ghoul?
The goal's gotta be 4.
Ghoul's a 2.
What?
Yeah, it's just a ghoul.
Oh,
The ghoul, though ugly, is not a particularly dangerous creature. See, told you. It resembles a somewhat slimy, buck-toothed ogre and generally resides in attics or barn belongings to
man. It
wizards,
comes from Tennessee.
where it eats spiders and moths. It moans and occasionally throws objects around. Wow, this sounds a lot like your ex-wife. but it is essentially simple-minded and will, at worst,
That's wrong.
growl alarmingly at anyone who stumbles across it. A ghoul task force exists at the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures to remove ghouls from dwellings that have passed into Muggle hands. But in wizarding families, the ghoul often becomes a talking point or even a family pet. Glumbumble.
That would be a 3.
Wow, good job. The Glumbumble is from Northern Europe and is a gray, furry-bodied flying insect that produces melancholy-inducing treacle, which is used as an antidote to the hysteria produced by eating alihatsi leaves. What the hell do those do?
Why are we gonna throw some random ass shit in the middle there? Huh?
I don't know. I wonder what those do.
Right?
It has been known to infest beehives with disastrous effects on the honey. Glumbumbles nest in dark and secluded places such as hollow trees and caves. They feed on nettles. Okay, a gnome.
Gnome.
A
It's gotta
gnome.
be a 1.
Oh, it's a 2. The gnome is a common garden pest found throughout Europe and North America. It may reach a foot in height with a disproportionately large head and hard, bony feet. The gnome can be expelled from the garden by swinging it in circles until dizzy,
What?
and then dropping it over the garden wall. Alternatively, a jarvey may be used, though many wizards nowadays find this method of gnome control too brutal. Graphorn. What do you think?
That's a 4.
Ooh, good job! The graphorn is found in mountainous European regions. Large and grayish purple with a humped back, the graphorn has 2 very long, sharp horns, walks on large 4-thumbed feet, and has an
4-thumbed
extremely aggressive nature. Mountain trolls...
Opposable thumbs? What the hell?
I guess so. Mountain trolls can occasionally be seen mounted on graphorns, though the latter do not seem to take kindly to attempts to tame them, and it is more common to see a troll covered in graphorn scars. Powdered graphorn horn is used in many potions, though it is immensely expensive owing to the difficulty in collecting it. Graphorn hide is even tougher than a dragon's and repels most spells.
Spells, most spells.
Most. What about a griffin?
Oh, that's gonna be like a 5.
It's a 4. It is a 4. The griffin originated in Greece and has the front legs and head of a giant eagle, but the body and hind legs of a lion. Like sphinxes, griffins are often employed by wizards to guard treasure. Though griffins are fierce, a handful of skilled wizards have been known to befriend one. Griffins feed on raw meat. I guess that's why they are a 4. Ooh, what about a Grindylow?
That's a 5.
It's a 2!
What? We got their guys all mixed up and stuff.
You got all your guys mixed up. A horned pale green water demon. The Grindylow is found in lakes throughout Britain and Ireland. It feeds on small fish and is aggressive towards wizards and muggles alike, though merpeople have been known to domesticate it. The Grindylow has very long fingers, which, though they exert a powerful grip, are easy to break.
Weird.
Oh my god. This is a body part. Let's see if you can put your prior knowledge of this word behind you and just think about the animal it could be. Hippocampus.
What? The front of my brain? What the fuck's the front of my brain got to do with this?
It's your call. Go for it.
That's gotta be a 4. Just because it's too weird.
It's so funny, though. It's a 2.
Really?
It's a 3.
No brainer.
Ah. Originating in Greece as well, the hippocampus has the head and forequarters of a horse, and the tail and hindquarters of a giant fish.
So it's straight ass. It's a smelly ass.
Though the species is usually to be found in the Mediterranean, a superb blue roan specimen was caught by mer people off the shores of Scotland in 1949 and subsequently domesticated by them. The hippocampus lays large, semi-transparent eggs through which the tadpole may be seen. Okay, what about this one? Hippogriff.
Oh, that's a 2.
3. The hippogriff is native to Europe, though now found worldwide. It has the head of a giant eagle and the body of a horse. It can be tamed, though this should be attempted only by experts. Eye contact should be maintained when approaching a hippogriff. Bowing shows good intentions. If the hippogriff returns the greeting, it is safe to draw closer. The hippogriff burrows for insects but will also eat birds and small mammals. Breeding hippogriffs build nests upon the ground into which they will lay a single large and fragile egg, which hatches within 24 hours. The fledgling hippogriff should be ready to fly within a week, though it will be a matter of months before it is able to accompany its parent on longer journeys. Okay. You ready for this? This is another weird one. Even I thought this was weird. Horklump. Horklump.
Sorry, I was paying attention to what's going on in front of me. That would be 3.
That would be a 1, mister.
The game just like shut off on me.
The horklump comes from Scandinavia, but is now widespread throughout northern Europe. It resembles a fleshy pinkish mushroom covered in sparse, wiry black bristles. A prodigious breeder, the horklump will cover an average garden in a matter of days. It spreads sinewy tentacles rather than roots into the ground to search for its preferred food of earthworms. The horklump is a favorite delicacy of gnomes, but otherwise has no discernible use. Imp. Mom classification.
An
An imp.
An imp?
An imp.
An imp would be
Imp.
a 2.
You are right, sir. The
Gold
imp.
And a gnome, 2. An imp is a 2.
You're getting it. You're picking it up. The pattern. Here. Yeah. The imp is found only in Britain and Ireland. It is sometimes confused with the pixie. They are of similar height, between 6 and 8 inches, though the imp cannot fly as the pixie can, nor is it as vividly colored. The imp is usually dark brown to black. It does, however, have a similar slapstick sense of humor. Its preferred terrain is damp and marshy, and it is often found near river banks where it will amuse itself by pushing and tripping the unwary. Imps eat small insects and have breeding habits much like the fairies. Though imps do not spin cocoons, the young are hatched fully formed at around 1 inch in length. Aww, so tiny, oh my god. Jarvie.
That's going to be another 2.
3. The Jarvie is found in Britain, Ireland, and North America. It resembles an overgrown ferret in most respects, except for the fact that it can talk. True conversation, however, is beyond the wit of the Jarvie, which tends to confine itself to short and often rude phrases in an almost constant stream. Jarvies live mostly below ground, where they pursue gnomes, though they will eat moles, rats, and voles, whatever the heck that Yuck, yuck, yuck. Jobberknoll. Jobberknoll. What do you think? Jobberknoll?
4.
Nah, 3. The jobberknoll is a tiny blue speckled bird which eats small insects. It makes no sound until the moment of its death, at which point it lets out a long scream made up of every sound it has ever heard, regurgitated backwards. What? Wait, every single sound this bird has ever heard in its whole life, it regurgitates backwards at the moment that it dies?
Say that again.
Yeah.
Weird.
Yep. Jobberknoll feathers are used in truth serums and memory potions. I see why. Kappa.
2.
Ooh, 4. It's dangerous. The kappa is a Japanese water demon that inhabits shallow ponds and rivers. Often said to look like a monkey with fish scales instead of fur, it has a hollow in the top of its head in which it carries water. Yeah, that sounds scary as shit. The kappa feeds on human blood, but may be persuaded not to harm a person if it is thrown a cucumber with that person's name carved into it. Can you believe that? It can be convinced not to drink your blood if you carve your name into a cucumber and throw it its way.
Weird. You drink this vegetable with my name in it. Now go away.
Oh my god. In confrontation, a wizard should trick the kappa into bowing. If it does so, the water in the hollow of its head will run out, depriving it of all its strength. Oh. So you just gotta trick it to dump its head out. Okay, you ready? Here's another one. I don't think you're gonna get this one right.
Why?
I just don't. Kelpie.
Oh, that's a 5.
It's a 4. This British and Irish water demon can take various shapes, though it most often appears as a horse with bulrushes for a mane. Having lured the unwary onto its back, it will dive straight to the bottom of its river or lake and devour the rider, letting the entrails float to the surface. The correct means to overcome a kelpie is to get a bridle over its head with a placement charm, which renders it docile and unthreatening. The world's largest kelpie is found in Loch Ness, Scotland. Its favorite form is that of a sea serpent. International Confederation of Wizard Observers realized that they were not dealing with a true serpent when they saw it turn into an otter on the approach of a team of Muggle investigators, and then transform back into a serpent when the coast was clear. Uh-oh. Found out the trick of Nessie. Gnarl.
That's a 4.
That's a 3. The gnarl is usually mistaken for a hedgehog. The two species are indeed indistinguishable, except for one important behavioral difference. If food is left out in the garden for a hedgehog, it will accept and enjoy the gift. If food is offered to a gnarl, on the other hand, it will assume that the householder is attempting to lure it into a trap and will savage that householder's garden plants on garden ornaments. Many a Muggle child have been accused of vandalism when an offended gnarl was the real culprit. Kneazle.
A measle, huh?
Kneazle, not a measle. Kneazle. You're right. Good job. The kneazle was originally bred in Britain, though it is now exported worldwide. A small, cat-like creature with flecked, speckled, or spotted fur, outside ears, and a tail like a lion's. The kneazle is intelligent, independent, and occasionally aggressive, though if it takes a liking to a witch or wizard, it makes an excellent pet. The kneazle has an uncanny ability to detect unsavory or suspicious characters and can be relied upon to guide its owner safely home if they are lost. Measles have up to 8 kittens in a litter and can interbreed with cats. Licenses are required for ownership, as measles are sufficiently unusual in appearance to attract Muggle interest. Ooh. Uh-oh. Here you go. Here's
Okay.
another one. Ready?
I'm listening.
Leprechaun.
Leprechaun. That's a 2.
That's a 3.
They must have gave him coffee.
Maybe. Who knows? You are too much.
Leprechaun.
Yeah, a leprechaun, huh? More intelligent than the fairy and less malicious than the imp, the pixie or the doxy, the leprechaun is nevertheless mischievous. Found only in Ireland, it achieves a height of up to 6 inches and is green in color. It has been known to create crude clothing from leaves. Alone of the little people, leprechauns can speak, though they have never requested reclassification as beings. The leprechaun bears live young and lives mostly in forest and woodland areas, though it enjoys attracting Muggle attention, and as a consequence, features almost as heavily as the fairy in Muggle literature for children. Leprechauns produce a realistic gold-like substance that vanishes after a few hours to their great amusement. Leprechauns eat leaves and, despite their reputation as pranksters, are not known ever to have done lasting damage to a human. Lethifold, also known as Living Shroud.
It's a 5.
Good job!
Anything that's a shroud sounds kind of dangerous.
Yeah, no
Nobody
joke.
Basking over you.
The Lethifold is a mercifully rare creature found solely in tropical climates. It resembles a black cloak, perhaps half an inch thick, which glides along the ground at night. The earliest account we have of a Lethifold was written by the wizard Flavius Belby, who was fortunate enough to survive a Lethifold attack in 1782 while holidaying in Papua New Guinea. Near 1 o'clock in the morning, as I began at last to feel drowsy, I heard a soft rustling close by. Believing it to be nothing more than the leaves of the trees outside, I turned over in bed, with my back to the window, and caught sight of what appeared to be a shapeless black shadow sliding underneath my bedroom door. I lay motionless, trying sleepily to divine what was causing such a shadow in a room lit only by moonlight. Undoubtedly, my stillness led the Lethifold to believe that its potential victim was sleeping. To my horror, the shadow began to creep up the bed, and I felt its slight weight upon me. It resembled nothing so much as a rippling black cape, the edges fluttering slightly as it slithered up the bed towards me.
Yeah, that's creepy.
Paralyzed with fear, I felt its clammy touch upon my chin before I sat bolt upright. The thing attempted to smother me, sliding inexorably up my face, over my mouth and nostrils, but still I struggled, feeling its wrapping its coldness around me all the while. Unable to cry for assistance, I groped for my wand. Now dizzy as the thing sealed itself about my face, incapable of drawing breath, I concentrated with all my might upon the stupefying charm, and then, as that failed to subdue the creature, though blasting a hole in my bedroom door, upon the impediment hex, which likewise availed me not. Still struggling madly, I rolled sideways and fell heavily to the floor, now entirely wrapped in Lethifold. I knew that I was about to lose consciousness completely as I suffocated. Desperately, I mustered up my last reserve of energy. Pointing my wand away from myself into the deadly folds of this creature, summoning the memory of the day I had been voted president of the local Gobstones Club, I performed the Patronus charm. Almost at once, I felt fresh air upon my face. I look up to see that deathly shadow begin throwing into the air the horns of my Patronus. It flew across the room and slithered swiftly out of sight. As Belby so dramatically reveals, the Patronus is the only spell known to repeal the Lethifold. Since it generally attacks the sleeping, though its victims rarely have a chance to use any magic against it. Once its prey has been successfully suffocated, the Lethifold digests its food there and then in their bed. It then exits the house slightly thicker and fatter than before, leaving no trace of itself or its victim behind. Okay.
That's creepy.
Yeah, I know. And on that note, it has been 1 hour. We are going to take a break and we will be right back after these short breaks. we go. I think we're ready. Get this going here again. Alright. Let's continue reading. So, we have the Lobalug. What do we think about the Lobalug?
2.
3. The Lobalug is found at the bottom of the North Sea. It is a simple creature, 10 inches long, comprising a rubbery spout and a venomous sac. When threatened, the Lobalug contracts into venom sac, blasting the attacker with poison. Merpeople use the Lobalug as a weapon, and wizards have been known to extract its poison for use in potions, though this practice is strictly controlled. Ooh, that does not sound good. Mackled Malacaw.
5.
3. Yeah. The Malacaw claw is a land-dwelling creature found mostly on rocky coastlines around Europe. Despite its passing resemblance to the lobster, it should on no account be eaten, as its flesh is unfit for human consumption and will result in a high fever and an unsightly greenish rash. Ooh, yuck. The Malacaw can reach a length of 12 inches and is light gray with deep green spots. It eats small crustaceans and will attempt to tackle larger prey. The Malaclaw's bite has the unusual side effect of making the victim highly unlucky for a period of up to a week after the injury. If you are bitten by a Malaclaw, all bets, wagers, and speculative ventures should be canceled, as they are sure to go against the victim. Ooh. Manticore. Ooh. manticore is a highly dangerous Greek beast with the head of a man, the body of a lion, and the tail of a scorpion. As dangerous as the chimera and as rare, the manticore is reputed to croon softly as it devours its prey. Yeah. Manticore skin repels almost all known charms, and the sting causes instant death. Oh.
I guess P won't take that off.
Ready?
Yeah.
Mer people.
All their force.
4 to the 10th power.
4 times 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 4 times
humans. Their habits and customs remain as mysterious as those of the centaur, though those wizards who have mastered the language of Mermish speak of highly organized communities, varying in size according to habitat, and some have elaborately constructed dwellings. Like the centaurs, the merpeople have declined being status in favor of a beast classification. The oldest recorded merpeople, Sirens, in Greece, and is in warmer waters that we find the beautiful mermaids so frequently depicted in Muggle literature and painting. The Selkies of Scotland and the Marrows of Ireland are less beautiful, but they share that love of music which is common to all merpeople. Moke.
2.
3. The moke is a silver-green lizard reaching up to 10 inches in length and is found throughout Britain and Ireland. It has the ability to shrink at will and has consequently never been noticed by muggles. Moke skin is highly prized among wizards for use as money bags and purses, as the scaly material will contract at the approach of a stranger, just as its owner did. Moke skin money bags are therefore very difficult for thieves to locate. I kind of want a moke skin money bag. Mooncalf.
That's a 3.
It's a 2. The mooncalf is an intensely shy creature that emerges from its burrow only at the full moon. Its body is smooth and pale gray. It has bulging round eyes on top of its head and 4 spindly legs with enormous flat feet. Mooncalves perform complicated dances on their hind legs in isolated areas in the moonlight. These are believed to be a prelude to mating, and often leave intricate geometric patterns behind in wheat fields, the great puzzlement of wizards and muggles. Watching mooncalves dance by moonlight is a fascinating experience and often profitable, for if their silvery dung is collected before the sun rises and spread upon magical herb and flower beds, the plants will grow very fast and become extremely strong. Mooncalves are found worldwide. Murtlap. What about a murtlap?
That's 5.
That's a 3. It's a 3! The murtlap is a rat-like creature found in coastal areas of Britain. It has a growth upon its back resembling a sea anemone. When pickled and eaten, these murtlap growths promote resistance to curses and jinxes, though an overdose may cause unsightly purple ear hair. Murtlaps eat crustaceans and the feet of anyone foolish enough to step on them. Yeah. Yes. Yes, honey, yes. Okay, what about a niffler?
That is a 1.
No.
5.
A 3. Cheese and rice. The niffler is a British beast. Fluffy, black, and long-snouted, this burrowing creature has a predilection for anything glittery. Nifflers are often kept by goblins to burrow deep into the earth for treasure. Though the niffler is gentle and even affectionate, it can be destructive to belongings and should never be kept in a house. Nifflers live in lairs up to 20 feet below the surface and produce 6 to 8 young in a litter. Okay. Yeah, are you ready for this one? Nogtail.
4.
3. Very close. Three X's. Nogtails are demons found in rural areas right across Europe, Russia, and America. They resemble stunted piglets with long legs, thick, stubby tails, and narrow black eyes. The nogtail will creep into a sty and suckle an ordinary sow alongside her own young. The longer the nogtail is left undetected and the bigger it grows, the longer the blight on the farm into which it has entered. The nogtail is exceptionally fast and difficult to catch, though if chased beyond the boundaries of a farm by a pure white dog, it will never return. Weird. The Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures keeps a dozen albino bloodhounds for this purpose. Well, ain't that an easy fix, I guess. Nundu.
That's 4.
That's a 5. The East African beast is arguably... Nundu want to mess with the Nundu. You don't want to mess with the Nundu, Nundu. Nundu want to mess with the Nundu. Okay, anyway. This East African beast is arguably the most dangerous in the world. A giant leopard that moves silently despite its size and whose breath causes disease virulent enough to eliminate entire villages. It has never yet been subdued by fewer than 100 skilled wizards working together. Whoa. Wow. Okay, you ready? Alchemy.
That's a 5.
It's a 4. The alchemy is found in the Far East in India. A plumed, two-legged, winged creature with a serpentine body, the alchemy may reach a length of 15 feet. It feeds mainly on rats and birds, though it has been known to carry off monkeys. The alchemy is aggressive to all who approach it, particularly in defense of its eggs, whose shells are made up of the purest, softest silver. Oh, okay. You ready? I know you will not get this because it's a really weird number. A phoenix.
Oh, they're like 5 to the 12th power.
Whoa! Are you ready for this?
Okay.
4 to the 11th power.
Very cool.
Yeah. The phoenix is a magnificent swan-sized scarlet bird with a long golden tail, beak, and talons. It nests on mountain peaks and is found in Egypt, India, and China. The phoenix lives to an immense age as it can regenerate, bursting into flames when its body begins to fail and rising again from the ashes as a chick. The phoenix is a gentle creature that has never been known to kill and eats only herbs. Like the deer call, it can disappear and reappear at will. Phoenix song is magical. It is reputed to increase the courage of the pure of heart and to strike fear into the hearts of the impure. Phoenix tears have powerful healing properties. Huh. The pixie.
Pixie's a 2.
It's a 3. The pixie is mostly found in Cornwall, England, electric blue in color, up to 8 inches in height, and very mischievous. The pixie delights in tricks, practical jokes, and of all descriptions. Although wingless, it can fly and has been known to seize unwary humans by the ears and deposit them at the tops of tall trees and buildings. Pixies produce a high-pitched jabbering intelligible only to other pixies. They bear live young. Ew. That's not too bad. This one's a little weird.
4.
Plimpy.
4.
3. The plimpy is a spherical mottled fish distinguished by its 2 long legs ending in webbed feet. It inhabits deep lakes where it will prowl the bottom in search of food, preferring water snails. The plimpy is not particularly dangerous, though it will nibble the feet and clothing of swimmers. It is considered a pest by merpeople, who deal with it by tying its rubbery legs in a knot. The plimpy then drifts away, unable to steer, and cannot return until it has untied itself, which may take hours. Pograbin.
5.
3.
What?
Yeah.
You're giving a lot of 3s back to back there.
Yeah. Well, you gotta really put your heart into it.
Oh, I didn't realize my heart wasn't into it.
The Pograbin is a Russian demon, barely a foot tall, with a hairy body but a smooth, oversized gray head. When crouching, the Pograbin resembles a shiny round rock. Pograbins are attracted to humans and enjoy tailing them, staying in their shadow and crouching quickly should the shadow's owner turn around. If a Pograbin is allowed to tail a human for many hours, a sense of great futility will overcome its prey, who will eventually fall into a state of lethargy and despair. When the victim stops walking and sinks to their knees to weep at the pointlessness of it all, the Pograbin will leap upon them and attempt to devour them. Oh my god. However, it is easy to repulse the Pograbin with simple hexes or stupefying charms. Kicking has also been found effective. Porlock. What's Porlock, babe? What do you think?
2.
What's its rating? It's 2. Bum, 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 bum. The Porlock is a horse guardian found in Dorset, England, and in southern Ireland. Covered in shaggy fur, it has a large quantity of rough hair on its head and an exceptionally large nose. It walks on 2 cloven feet. The arms are small and end in 4 stubby fingers. Fully grown Porlocks are around 2 feet high and feed on grass. The Porlock is shy and lives to guard horses. It may be found curled in the straw of stables or else sheltering in the midst of the herd it protects. Porlocks mistrust humans and always hide at their approach.
Can you blame them?
No. Are you ready?
What?
Puffskein.
Oh, that's 1.
That's a 2. The puffskein is found worldwide. Ugh. Spherical in shape and covered in soft custard-colored fur, it is a docile creature that has no objection to being cuddled or thrown about. Easy to care for, it emits a low humming noise when contented. From time to time, a very long, thin, pink tongue will emerge from the depths of Puffskein and snake through the house searching for food. The Puffskein is a scavenger that will eat anything from leftovers to spiders, but it has a particular preference for sticking its tongue up the nose of sleeping wizards and eating their bogies. Oh, gross. This tendency has made the Puffskein much beloved by wizarding children for many generations, and it remains a highly popular wizarding pet.
Ooh.
I don't know how I feel about that. I wouldn't really want something putting its tongue up my nose. Nasty. Quintaped.
3.
3? 5. What are you eating?
Lots of mud chocolate.
The quintaped is a highly dangerous carnivorous beast with a particular taste for humans. Its low, slung body is covered with thick reddish-brown hair, as are its 5 legs, each of which ends in a club foot. The quintaped is found only upon the Isle of Dreer off the northernmost tip of Scotland. Dreer has been made unplottable for this reason. Legend has it the Isle of Dreer was once populated by two wizarding families, the McCleaverts and the McBoons. A drunken wizarding duel between Dugald, chief of the clan McCleavert, and Quintius, head of the clan McBoon, is supposed to have led to the death of Dugald. In retaliation, so the story has it, a gang of McCleaverts surrounded the McBoon dwellings one night and transfigured each and every McBoon into a monstrous five-legged creature. The McCleaverts realized too late that the transfigured McBoons were indefinitely more dangerous in this state. Moreover, the McBoons resisted every attempt to turn them back into human form. The monsters killed every last one of the McCleaverts until no human remained on the island. It was only then that the McBoon monsters realized that in the absence of anyone to wield a wand, they would be forced to remain as they were forevermore. Whether this tale is true or not will never be known. Certainly, there are no surviving McCleaverts or McBoons to tell us what happened to their ancestors. The quintupeds cannot talk and have strenuously resisted every attempt by the Department for the Regulation and Control of Magical Creatures to capture a specimen and try to untransfigure it. So we must assume that if they are indeed, as their nickname suggests, hairy McBoons, they are quite happy to live out their days as beasts. Bum, bum, bum. And I think with that, we are going to wrap up tonight because it is getting quite late and we still have quite a bit to go. So, in the next few days, I will go live again and read the rest of this book, hopefully. But it was great to see everybody tonight. I hope everybody enjoyed the book. And we'll see you again. Have a good night, everyone.